Piaget also says, and this is part of the constructivist notion, because constructivism is a philosophical school, he says, knowledge does not begin in the I, and it does not begin in the object. It begins in the interactions. There's a reciprocal and simultaneous construction of the subject on the one hand and the object on the other. There is no structure apart from construction, either abstract or genetic. I really like that. One is culture. So when you look at something, or really when any creature looks at something, there's an inbuilt structure that characterizes the creature, some of which would be biological, built in, and some of which would be acquired, that they must have in order to structure their perceptions of what they're looking at.
Okay, again, very interesting points coming from Jordan Peterson. There's a school of philosophy called Structuralism, which basically believes that there's kind of a structure or symbolic order already there. So Jacques Lacan, for example, came from a structural school, which is basically that there's like culture is there, like we also have Carl Gustav Jung's idea of a collective unconscious is there. Piaget is similar but a little different. He's actually a constructivist, and he believes that we construct a reality. Very similar outcome, which is basically the idea that culture creates a reality, that we interpret reality according to our cultural norms. And so we are basically constructing a reality. Little difference between the two is structuralism is basically saying there's something already there, preordained, a kind of cosmological order, whereas constructivism is that the physiology interconnects with the external objective reality to create our reality, which I think is a very interesting interpretation. The basic point is that you're never really seeing reality. It's just like if you think, for example, one person might have a different grade of color vision than another person, for example, and so they'll perceive things differently. We can also spread this out slightly to the likes of Gestalt therapy, which would suggest that people do things like deflection, whereby there's an outer reality, but they might ignore it because it causes too much pain and suffering at some level. Either way, again, the idea of that our actual biology has an interfacing effect, and we're never really seeing objective reality in the first place.